Hello and welcome to Panther Sports Zone. I'm Josh Crawford.
And I'm Dorian Waller.
Prairie View A&M's men's basketball super senior, Jawan Daniels, was honored by the Southwestern Athletic Conference yesterday morning when the awards were announced. The senior from New York was selected as a first-team All-SWAC member by the league's coaches and sports information directors. The second straight year Daniels has received the honor. The senior guard finished the season ranked 5th in the conference with 15.3 points per game, 7th in rebounds with 6.3 boards, and he was voted the 2021 SWAC Preseason Player of the Year. He was also awarded Player of the Week honors by the SWAC this season and was named a 5-time Player of the Week by HBCU All-Stars. The Harlem, New York native had one of his best games when he scored a career-high 31 points against Loyola Marymount, a contest where he also posted a career-best 7 three-pointers. Daniels and the Panthers have a tough task ahead of them tonight as they face the top seed Alcorn State in the quarterfinals of the 2022 SWAC Men's Basketball Tournament at 8:30 p.m. on ESPN+.
Continue on with basketball. Junior Diana Rosenthal was named to the All-SWAC second team by the league coaches and sports information directors, as announced Tuesday by the Southwestern Athletic Conference. A product of St. Petersburg, Florida, Rosenthal led the Panthers in scoring, averaging 15.9 points per game, and shot 34.7% from the three on the season. She was the league's 7th leading scorer and a constant threat on the defensive side of the ball, recording 2.3 steals per game, 3rd most in the conference. Tomorrow, Rosenthal and the rest of the Panthers challenge number 3 seed Alabama State in the first round of the SWAC tournament. Thursday, March 10th at 11 a.m. The game can be viewed on ESPN+.
Go support your Panthers, man. The Prairie View A&M men's golf team got back on the greens at the Colin Montgomery HBCU Husky Invitational Monday and Tuesday at the 18-hole Augusta Ponds Golf Club. The Panthers finished 14th out of 15 teams, posting a team score of 974 in the 2-day 3-round event. Junior Jordan Stagg led the Panthers with an overall score of 234 with an 18 over par, tied for 51st place. Senior Zane Brooks and junior Rodarius Walters completed their rounds, tied for 63rd at 23 over par. Brooks finished with rounds of 82, 78, and 79, while Walters improved with these rounds, shooting 82, 82, and 75. Freshman Jaden Thompson rounded out the team, firing a 255, 39 over par, as junior Christian Latham shot 257, 41 over par for the Panthers. Up next, the men's golf team returns to action in the BCGCA Houston National Invitational March 14 and 15. Tournament play begins on Monday with 36 holes on day 1 of competition, before wrapping up with 13 holes on Tuesday, March 15th, my apologies.
Moving on to football, we've had some recent hires here at Prairie View. Here at Panther Sports Zone, we would like to officially welcome Coach Eric Ditson, Ashton Green, and Marcus Bradley on their hiring to Prairie View's football team. If you see them, make sure to give each of these men a handshake and hug and a warm welcome as they come to the Hill. But when we come back, we'll talk about the SWAC basketball tournament. Don't go anywhere after the break.
Good job with the
I broke out the wrong one.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Zone. Let's get right into it, Dorian. Talking about the upcoming men's basketball tournament. Which team are you taking as an upset in the SWAC men's basketball team? The SWAC men's basketball tournament.
A lot of people aren't going to agree with this, but I'm sticking at home. I'm staying with Prairie View.
I don't got no problem with that. You know?
I mean, a lot of people see them as the 8th seed. You know what I'm saying? But this is the team, like I mentioned it before last time I was on air, this is a team nobody really wants to see in the tournament. They know that this team is losing games by 1, maybe 3 points. They're a competitive team. They're very well coached by Byron Smith. So I think they have a chance to pull off the upset tomorrow. Or later tonight, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I definitely agree with you. You know, I think pound for pound, this is probably the most talented team in the SWAC. Talking about two guys that can get their shots anytime, and Jawan Downs and Will Douglas. And like you mentioned, for whatever reason, the team has struggled to win close games. But you know, in a single round elimination tournament, it doesn't matter, you know, what seed you came in is, how you've been playing basketball of late, or any, you know, preconceptions that you have. You know, you got to win that one game. And given even the tumultuous season that, you know, Coach Smith and the Panthers have had, I think, like I said, pound for pound, when you go up against most teams with the SWAC, I'll take the Panthers. You know, obviously Texas Southern is a tough team. You know, we lost to them twice. Again, we lost 2 matches by 2 points. PVAMU is a newcomer to the SWAC, getting a top 4 seed is pretty impressive. They got a guy in MJ Randolph who you know, has kind of been you know, kind of taken over, kind of led the way for them. But at the end of the day, like I said, I like you know, big playmaking guards on their style, not just in the SWAC, but all over. You got 2 guys talking about 6'4", 6'5", and Jawan and Will that present mismatch problems for a lot of guys in the SWAC. So, you know, they haven't done it all season, but you know, as I've said this, I've made this analogy multiple times. You know, my hometown team, the Memphis Tigers, has struggled with something similar, with, you know, having a lot of talent but not able to get on the right page. So they've won, you know, 10 out of 11. You know, they beat Caleb Carter's favorite, you know, Houston Cougars recently. So hopefully that this PV team can embrace a similar late season journey as the Tigers did. But what you think about the women's side? You know, the Lady Panthers been doing a little bit better. Diana Rosenthal, second team on SWAC. What do you think about our chances over there?
For the women's side, you know, I think it's going to be a highly competitive game. You know, they're playing Alabama State, I believe, tomorrow at 11 a.m. You can catch that game on the ESPN app. Make sure to support your Panthers. But I think it's going to be a highly competitive game. We actually, you know, defeated them a couple weeks prior, but we really didn't play their best game. You know, they could have played a lot better. They only had about 6 points from Kennedy Paul, 8 points from Brittany Garner. And when you get good games out of them, as they usually do, you know, it's going to be a highly competitive game. So I say, honestly, I have them winning tomorrow. You know, I'm a homebody. I'm going to stick with the home team again. But unfortunately, I don't have them winning, you know, the whole entire tournament, because you just can't bet against Jackson State. I mean, they're 18-0. Their players, they have about 4 players, I believe, putting up double-digit stats. So you really can't bet against them, especially when they swept the SWAC in the regular season.
No, I definitely like that pick, Dorian. You know, Maya Williams, a dominant center from Mississippi State. I watched her in person when on senior night here. She's a very, like I said, she's, you know, essentially like 15, 10, 20, 10 every night in, night out.
That's elite.
That's very elite, and that's hard to deal with, especially in a conference where you don't see a bunch of, you know, dominant posts or big-bodied girls. So let me ask you this, Dorian. We've analyzed both sides of both genders, you know, both tournament brackets. Which matchup, either women's or men's, are you most excited for?
Honestly, this one is personally for me because I am from the Fort Bend area. I went to high school in Fort Bend, Texas, and for me, I would have to pick a potential second-round matchup between Texas Southern and Southern. You know, there's 2 star guards. They went to Bush High School together. Kind of made a deep playoff run in their high school years, and now they're at different schools in the SWAC. So I want to see that matchup. I want to see how, you know, they obviously know each other's game really well. They've been playing with each other for a long time. So I really want to watch that matchup, Bryson Etienne and PJ Bird. So that's the matchup I'm really looking forward to.
Okay, college small guards in college basketball are very successful.
Yeah.
Look at guys like Trey Young. Look at guys like a Derrick Rose, who won super small. A guy like Ja Morant. You know, these are, you know, guys that have emerged as stars of the NCAA tournament. So you see, you have a smaller guard that can get to where you want to get to on the floor is a recipe for success. You know, I'll take your homer theme for this selection. Personally, I'm most excited to see this 1A matchup with Alcorn and our PV boys. Obviously, like I said earlier, I think PV is one of the more talented teams in the SWAC. You look at a situation where you look at like the Lakers, talk about LeBron, or even Brooklyn right now, a team that I think the talent is undeniable. I'm talking about Russ, AD, LeBron, even talking about Brooklyn, Kyrie, KD, Ben Simmons, whatever, but they have been unable to get on the right page, and I think that this PV team is similar. And you're talking about an Alcorn team that hasn't won a SWAC regular season championship since, 2011, 2012. It's traditionally more of a football-dominant team, football-dominant program, and you know, it's a little weird to see them at the top of the SWAC standings. And you have a guy, the big man, Markel Henry or something like that. I don't know his name, but he actually transferred. He played here at PV, then he transferred to Alcorn. So you know, there's a lot of different lot of different storylines going into that game.
I agree with that. As far as the talent-wise go, I really agree with that because a lot of people don't know this is not the exact same team from last year that Prairie View had. You know, they had some people, they had kind of drama at the start of the season, losing Faith Williams. He was supposed to be a part of the program this year, then he departed after the Michigan game. You know, they're missing a couple more players from different schools in the SWAC, last year's championship team. So they're having a little bit of chemistry problems, but I think it's not enough to the point where, you know, the argument out in the middle of the games, things like that. I think they'll be able to mesh it during this tournament, especially during this tournament, because they know what's at stake here. They want to be 4-time champions, so I definitely can't bet against Prairie View in this tournament at all.
I agree with that. It'll be interesting to see, you know, how that shakes out. Like you said, you know, they'll play tonight, and I really think if they can get over this hump with Alcorn, that it'll kind of put them on a path of success. You know, kind of a little magical Cinderella run. We just got to wait to see what our Panthers do tonight in the rest of that SWAC tournament. Coming up next, we have a very special guest, athletic trainer, Panther, overall great guy. I talked to him before the break, Cole Hughes. So, yeah, we'll come back. We'll be interviewing Cole right after this break.
And welcome back to Panther Sports Zone. Joining us today, we have Cole Hughes, CEO and owner of ColeWrldAthletics. Cole, how you doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice
It's
to
a
meet you,
pleasure.
brother. Looking very dapper. You feel what I'm saying? Like clean as a $2 bill, brother.
So let's get started. How can you give us the description of your background and your athletic training?
Well, I started playing sports since I was about 4 years old, so the working out comes with the easy part. But when I started the business, it was about last June, and I found a passion for it around August of last year, 2021.
I understand that. So being an athletic trainer, what is your background in athletics? Are you a former athlete? And how does that manifest itself in your training?
I played every sport in the book. I honestly got to thank my mom. She put me in sports real early since I was 4. I played football, golf, baseball, basketball, you can name it, swimming, anything. So when it comes to building the body, I'm really educated in that fact. And yeah, so I'm really prepared for basically just my career field. Really prepared for it.
I got you.
I see you had a couple of supporters here in the studio with you. So
Can't do like a rapper, man.
So do you have a team that works with you in your business?
Actually, yes. I'm a brand ambassador for about 3 companies, but my main one is my friend from back home. He owns this company called Don't Cheat Success, DCS, and basically I'm a brand ambassador for them, and we're just helping build each other up right now.
I got you. So obviously you're in the, as a younger person, he told me when you got on camera, don't look like it, y'all, but he's only 19. You're a young person in your life. You're in the developmental stages of your business. How do you see, as you grow, as you graduate, as you you evolve as a young man, how do you see your business shaping as you go forward? 3-year, 5-year plan, thing like that.
I'm very confident in my skill set, and I'm confident that out of college I'm going to own my own gym. So right out of senior year, either during senior year or after senior year, not even a year out. I'm talking about like a month after graduation, I'm going to have my own gym under my name. So that's what I'm preparing for right now.
So manifestation is powerful on that.
You've already set up the seeds for post-graduation. That's right, that's like that. So being a business manager, being a business major, how has this startup of yours had an impact on you in school?
Being a business major, basically, since I was already in sports when I was little, the kinesiology of the business I didn't really need that as much. But I need to learn the business aspect so I can learn the wraparounds and make sure I'm signing the right papers, like learning how money flows in between, and learn all the wraparounds and all those things like that.
That's interesting. So, you told me, tell the people how many clients you have right now as a 19-year-old sophomore building his own business in college.
I keep track of all my clients, and right now I'm at 45.
That's a lot. It's people that I worked out with as a D1 athlete that don't have that many clients. So that's super impressive as a, like I said, just, giving people their flowers while they can hear as a young black guy, deviating from the normal path. I've said it on here multiple times, especially where I grew up at in Memphis. There's only 1 of 3 options. You could be a basketball player, you could be a drug dealer, you could be an athlete. So to see you not to choose any of those, or even, pivot from being an athlete into a professional setting, I always applaud the young brothers for doing that. But let me ask you this. You told me, like off camera, you're from Fort Worth, Texas. Is it an explosion of really hip-hop leadership, things like that? Talking about like Jay Press, guy like that. Who inspires you to pivot from being an athlete to being a businessman?
Really? It was honestly a sign from God, to be honest.
Always good.
Because about a year ago today, I was going through like a real rough patch in my life. I had just got out of a car crash and got out of a relationship. You know how that goes.
Car crash relationship.
Yeah. So, and the thing about the car crash, it was like near fatal. Like I ended up in a lake. So it was.
And you still compared the relationship to it. That's tough.
Yeah. So
the relationship, it was that bad?
It was bad, and it was like after the car crash, like God opened my eyes up and he taught me that, like, cause I was during the football route. I was trying to play football and all that, but then I learned, I was like, you know what, I'm really not feeling it. Like, so started exploring my options. And I used to train like people for free, like just doing it just for fun. And one of my friends, Jessica, she told me, you can make some money for that. And I was like, for real? So did some research into it, started around June, now I'm here.
Well, I wanted to say that I'm glad that you're okay and that you're still here and thriving.
Big facts.
Yeah. So another question I had, so I asked, my last question was about how it has affected you in your daily life around school. So what's the busiest day you've ever had here at Prairie View?
The busiest day was probably the week before homecoming. No, actually, I'll take that back. The week of homecoming was real hectic. So it was probably Monday. It was that Monday. Like, right. So, the Friday was homecoming, so that Monday. Because I had a whole bunch of clients that I was trying to, like, get real fit before, like, homecoming and stuff like that during the week. So it's like I had classes on top of, I had to find some time to eat. I had to study. And I still want to have my own personal life, and I still had to train too. So it's like I just had to get my time management down packed.
So having been somebody, you told us not to mention it, but having been a D1 athlete, you haven't been a D1 athlete for a short time yourself. You know how important it is, off-season training, the regimen, getting your body right for the 8 to 10 weeks that you're not with your team, your facility, whatever. So you got guys like us out here talking about like Speed King, Brandon Jordan, somebody that I'm, back home, Raheem Shabazz. You got, notable, sport athletic trainers, guys that have built their brands, have very, have very notable names that they have on their resume. So what separates you from some of these big name trainers, and what can you do that they can't do, essentially?
I feel like some trainers are put themselves in a box where they only train athletes. I train anybody. Like I could train athletes. I train females. Anybody like that's just trying to get into the gym. I train older people now. Like I've started to reach out to older clients. I train family members like that are like 60. So like even younger folks too. Like in high school, like whenever I go back home, they like, hey, you want to train me real quick? And I help them out.
Gotcha.
So sticking on that topic, where can people go to set up a training appointment with you?
They can go to my Instagram, my training Instagram, which is ColeWrldAthletics, and for World is WRLD, not the O. It doesn't have an O in it. And there's a website in my bio, linked to Calendly.com, and it's really easy navigation. You can, as soon as you click on it, it goes straight to the training session. You just have to choose a date and then confirm.
Okay.
I got you. So let me ask you this, Cole. Listen, don't know why I call him like that's, you know, he did come here like a rapper, so I guess that's why I called him that, honestly. I previously discussed about, you know, the importance of, you know, young black men seeing other options outside of, you know, the ones I mentioned, obviously. What do you say outside of, you know, provide a physical wellness assistant? What do you say to somebody that you see, you know, a younger version of yourself, essentially, somebody maybe in high school, maybe a freshman in college, or maybe even in middle school that, you know, has that kind of mindset to where, you know, I like sports, but I think I can make my money, I can make my career doing something else. What do you say to that person?
Life is not over after sports. Like, I realized that after high school, because I didn't have any offers coming out of high school. I had walk-on opportunities. So it was like, I just realized I took what I got, and I used it to my best advantage. But even like, I have a cousin, he's playing football for Texas right now. He had the opportunity to go to the league, but that doesn't mean everybody has the opportunity to go to the league. Like, so you just got to realize, just work with what you got, really. Like,
I understand.
So this question for me will be a two-parter. So I know you told us you played football for a little bit at the D1 level. So is football the main sport that you kind of focus on in training?
Yes, sir. Well, no. Okay, so I do personal training, one-on-one training, and I do also group training. I do calisthenics, like anything that can help the body. It's not like mainly athletic training. That's just my main form of training.
See, I actually like that because I feel like expanding it beyond athletics will really make your business boom past all that. So when you're doing those one-on-one trainings, what do you primarily focus on?
It really depends on their workout goals and their body goals, so I can complement whatever they tell me prior to the session. I'm going to, like, that same moment, I'm going to keep that, put it in my notes, and I'm going to make a workout for them. Or if I already have one written up, like if they're similar to another client, then I'll keep it and I'll tweak it just a little bit.
Okay.
Last question for you, man. You know, A, I want you to throw out your social medias and promote your stuff real quick. And B, you know, obviously as an athlete, your goal is to be in whatever professional league you aspire to, MLB, NBA, NFL, whatever. As an athletic trainer, I guess the ultimate pinnacle of success isn't as clear. So what is your ultimate goal in the athletic training business? And just speak it into existence for me, brother.
My ultimate goal is to be working without working, if that makes sense.
Facts.
So basically, I want to have generational wealth to the point where I have gyms all over the U.S., even all over the world, honestly. But right now, just focus statewide first. And then once I get to the point where I have gyms all over, I'm not going to be working. I'm going to just be teaching the other people that I hired to train, and I'm going to just be in the background setting everything up.
Boss, you feel what I'm saying? I love to hear it. I love the energy, young brother. I love to see, you know, guys on this campus making a positive impact in the community, talking about providing a service to, you know, other students, making sure they're physically fit, making sure that, you know, because, you know, the body's a temple. You recognize that more than anybody else. And just to see, like, as we all know in this studio, there's a lot of negativity that you can get into in this campus. So to see somebody so young doing something so positive, you know, I greatly appreciate that. So y'all, plug your stuff, man. Look at the camera right there. That one. Plug your stuff.
All right, my training Instagram is ColeWrldAthletics. If you can't, which is a very rare occasion, can't get in contact with that Instagram, you can contact my main Instagram. It's just ColeWrld, ColeWXRLD, and that's it.
Okay, yeah. Check the man out. You need to get sweaty. Check my man out. Check out my man Cole. I think he'll get you right. But that will be all for today's episode of Panther Sports Zone. Make sure you check us out Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5:30 when we're operating on time. So once again, I'm Josh Crawford.
I'm Dorian Waller.
And we signing out.